Hi, my name is Ron Feldman. I'm the Executive Vice President here at the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, and today I'm going to talk about banking conditions in the state of Minnesota and for the Twin Cities. In short, it was a relatively weak quarter, and that's very similar to what I forecasted as of the end of last year. So first, let's start with what the forecast was for 2016. So again, this is a forecast that I made at the end of last year for where we would be at the end of this year. And I was forecasting generally a flat year, so that means that things are not going to be improving, and in fact it might be a little bit of a worse year in 2016 relative to 2015. We're going to look at three metrics for the median bank in the state of Minnesota and the Twin Cities. And we were thinking that profits were going to be flat, and of course banks were looking for profits to be up, so flat is, I would say, a weak year. Loan growth, we were thinking was going to be flat. And then finally, we thought problem loans were going to get a little worse. So a combination of flat profits, not much loan growth, and problem loans getting worse, I think overall that's not a great year. Now, why is it that I was thinking that it would not be a great year? There are some borrowers, like in the agricultural sector, or perhaps that are related to other natural resources like oil and gas, et cetera, that those borrowers are going to be facing a lot of pressure, and that affects folks in Minnesota. And even in the Twin Cities, if you have borrowers who are affected by those industries. Second, the margin pressure for banks is going to be present. So the margin is the difference between how much a bank gets in from income and how much it pays out. That's been squeezed for many years by low rates, and I thought that was going to continue. And then finally, there's just some general economic headwinds. While the economy is doing great, and by unemployment and other measures, there is some evidence of a little bit of headwinds in the economy, for example, for people who are doing a lot of exporting. So what do we actually see in terms of first quarter results? It's pretty much spot on. Bank profits and year-over-year loan growth were flat, and problem loans did get worse, both in the Twin Cities and in the state as a whole. And really, the forecast looks pretty good as of the first quarter. It's right in the middle. So let me show you some graphs that make this point. So first, we're going to look at profitability for the state of Minnesota, and all the graphs are going to look like this. So what are you looking at? You're looking at first the line that's going up and down is showing you the actual profitability of the median bank in Minnesota, and the dot at the end of the line is what happened as of first quarter. There's a sort of barbell at the end of the line that shows you the range of my forecast for next year. And then there's a dashed line, horizontal line, and that shows you what the historical norms look like. And you can see that here profitability was flat for the state, and it's right in the middle of that range. For the Twin Cities, you can see there's loan growth that was also flat, and again, right in the middle of the range. And finally, for the Twin Cities, you can see that problem loans went up just a tick. Again, these graphs would look more or less similar for the state of Minnesota when I'm showing you the Twin Cities, and when I'm showing you Minnesota, it would look the same in the Twin Cities. So overall, you don't want to make too much of any one quarter, but the first quarter is consistent with a forecast of a relatively weak year. Thank you very much.